I, 28F, had a panic attack after my husband, 30M, finished inside me. My husband and I have been discussing the idea of starting a family for quite some time now. And it's been a bit of a roller coaster for me. Let me give you some context. My husband is absolutely thrilled and ready to dive headfirst into parenthood. He's been excitedly talking about the prospect of having children for a while. And his enthusiasm is both heartwarming and a little overwhelming. On the other hand, I've been on the fence about it. Don't get me wrong. I love my husband dearly. And I can see a beautiful future together with a family. However, I've always had some reservations and fears about becoming a parent. Last night, we decided to take the plunge and try for a baby for the first time. My husband's excitement was infectious. And I wanted to share in his joy and start this journey together. But shortly after our intimate moment, I was hit by a wave of panic and anxiety. It was like a sudden storm of uncertainty, and I couldn't shake the feeling that I might not be ready for this life-altering step. I'm sharing this here because I desperately need advice, reassurance, or even just to hear from someone who's been through a similar situation. Is it normal to have doubts and fears when trying for a baby, even when you love your partner and want to start a family? How do you navigate this emotional turbulence? My husband has been incredibly understanding and supportive, but I can't help feeling like I might be letting him down. I want to be a good partner and potential mother, but I'm struggling with my own insecurities and anxieties. Has anyone here experienced a similar panic attack or moment of doubt during their journey to parenthood? Sure, it's normal to be anxious and have doubts. Pregnancy is a big deal, and parenthood is an even bigger deal. But if you're having doubts and you're feeling this level of anxiety to the point you're having a panic attack, you need to pump the brakes on trying to start a family and speak to a professional. This way you can work through your thoughts and feelings. Make sure this is what you want. And if you do, then you can be in a happier, healthier frame of mind for once it does happen. If you seriously had a panic attack, I'd suggest working through this with a therapist. It's okay to not want kids, pregnancy. If your biggest fear is related to whether or not you will be a good parent, look for local parenting classes. Read books on pregnancy and parenting. Talk with your husband about what he sees as his role. Is he going to leave all of the care up to you, or does he plan on being an active parent? Getting up a couple nights a week to feed the baby, changing diapers and helping with the housework. If you still find yourself struggling, perhaps talking to a counselor would help you allay any fears that you may have. Please talk through your worries with a therapist who can help dig up deeper issues. You should speak to a professional therapist to work through these anxieties and to determine whether or not you're ready. If you're to the point where the thought of getting pregnant sends you into a panic attack, I think you really need to slow down and figure out if this is even what you want. A lot of women don't realize that it's an option to not want children. There's nothing wrong with you if that's the case. Personally, I believe if you're on the fence about kids, you shouldn't have them. It's much better to regret not having them than to regret having them. Either way, you're very clearly not ready to get pregnant right now. Don't rush yourself into such a massive, life-changing decision. You're only 28 and have plenty of time to actually decide if you want your life to go down this path. Plenty of women have perfectly healthy pregnancies in their mid-30s. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna reassure you. Do not have kids if you're on the fence about it. Especially because mothers end up doing most of the work. Your mind and body are trying to tell you no. Listen to them. Think long and hard about why, or even if, you want kids. Parental regret is more common than you think. For now, I would suggest taking an emergency contraceptive like Plan B and then revisiting this. Topic with a therapist as others have suggested. Same. We had talked about wanting to get pregnant. I went off birth control. I was ready to have a baby. And then we had unprotected sex one time during my fertility window and I freaked out. Said I wasn't ready. And immediately went back on birth control. We spent the next couple months just relaxing and enjoying being childless. And then I calmed down and went off birth control again and was fine. We got pregnant about 4 months later and I did not freak out at all. Then 2 years later we again decided that we wanted to get pregnant. I went off birth control. Got pregnant quickly and I freaked out again. I believe my exact words were, "Oh my God. What have we done? We have to do all of this all over?" And then we talked. I calmed down. I got a therapist for the entire pregnancy. And it was fine. Freaking out is totally normal and a great sign that you are taking the commitment seriously and will be ready when the time comes. Hugs. Maybe kids are not for you. And that is an unfortunate thing to figure out after the fact. You should put trying on hold and meet with a therapist. It sounds like you might not be completely ready. It's okay to wait another year and see how you'll feel. Pregnancy, babies, and children are a lot. And a big step. You either don't want kids or you are not ready. Either way, you need to work with a therapist to accept these feelings. If you are not 100% sure you're ready for a child, please don't bring one into the world. Do not get pregnant until you've gotten therapy for like a while. Pregnancy and parenting is super hard, and if this is not something you want with your absolute everything, then you're going to go through a lot of moments of regret. What pregnancy does to your body. What the hormones do to your mental health after. What sleep deprivation does to a marriage. If this is not something you 100% want, then please don't do it. You're not going to like it. I suggest therapy. Sounds like some therapy can help you get through your doubts and anxiety. Don't get pregnant until you address and fears and anxiety. I'm a 31-year-old dad of 4. No one is ever ready. Even the ones who think they are not. Parenting is diving head first into the ocean and learning to swim on your own. No style is the same. It doesn't matter how you do it. So long as you survive. You're terrified and unsure. Scared you're gonna die. It's all the same. If you're battling whether or not you want kids, stop. Do not have any. But if you're just scared if you'll be a good parent or not, dive in. You'll be fine. You don't have to have kids. You know, that's not a maybe decision. Like you gotta be all in on having kids, and it doesn't sound like you are. Figure out what your anxiety is from. Maybe you are afraid you will be a bad mom, or maybe you don't want children. Therapy to figure out the source of the anxiety is key. In the meantime, put a pause on baby making. What are your concerns?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.